Nanako asked in surprise. Master, what do you mean? Why do you want me to abstain at this time? Didn't you say that the real strong will never surrender without a fight? Yamamoto Kazuki sighed. That's just a normal situation. But now you have also seen that Aoshui is extremely strong. If you fight against her, you are most likely to be seriously injured. Then, you won't just lose a game. In the game, you lose your entire career. Nanako pursed her mouth and murmured, but if I retreat without a fight this time, what face will I have to continue practicing martial arts in the future? Isn't there an old saying that I know that there are tigers in the mountains, and so I go to the mountains? Yamamoto Kazuki eagerly said, there is an old saying. It is called staying in the green mountains. I am not afraid that there is no firewood. If you are really seriously injured, your future career may be abandoned. Nanako resolutely said, Master, I finally made Charlie look at me with great difficulty today. If I give up the game, he will despise me, so I will not escape. On the contrary, I must try my best in the finals. If I go forward, even if I must lose, I will lose with dignity. Yamamoto Kazuki sighed heavily. Hey! If Charlie is willing to accept you as a disciple, everything is easy to say, but his current attitude is that he is unwilling to accept you. Even if you show up in front of him, okay, so what? In his eyes, you are a foreigner, an alien. It doesn't matter. Nanako smiled slightly and said softly, it doesn't matter whether he accepts me as a disciple, I just don't want to be looked down upon by him. Yamamoto Kazuki understands Nanako and knows that her current attitude is very determined, and she can't change her decision. So he looked at Koichi Tanaka next to her and said, Tanaka, on the court at that time, if Miss Ito is injured, you must throw a towel to the referee in time, understand? Hiroshi Tanaka was about to nod, and Nanako scolded with a cold face, Tanaka, you must not lose your towel at that time. In this game, I can accept any defeat, but I just don't accept the initiative to give up. Jacob did not eat at home tonight. According to him, it was dinner with a few leaders of the Calligraphy and Painting Association and a few key members of the Senior University Fellows. It was just after 9 o'clock that he called Charlie. When Jacob called, Charlie was watching TV with his wife in the living room. Elaine, the mother-in-law, posted a caviar anti-aging mask, lying on the loveseat on all fours, leisurely swiping the short video platform, and muttering in her mouth. The Japanese girl who came to our Orus Hill to participate in the fighting game. She looks really good. Charlie knew that she was definitely talking about Nanako, and the phone shook without even speaking. Seeing that it was Jacob calling, he put on the phone and said, Hey, Dad. Jacob's voice sounded a little drunk, and he smiled, Oh, my son-in-law, come to Classic Mansion to pick me up? I drank some wine. Charlie didn't think too much, and said, Okay, Dad, I'll come there. As he said, he stood up and said, Mom, Claire, I will pick up Dad. He had a drink with someone from the Calligraphy and Painting Association. Claire stood up at this time and said, Charlie, let me pick up Dad with you. Charlie didn't think much, nodded lightly, and said, Okay, then drive your car. When Elaine heard Jacob drinking outside, she said annoyedly, This old bastard is getting more and more presumptuous now. Good son-in-law, don't pick him up. Let him roll back by himself. When he rolls back, I will lock the door and won't let him in, let him sleep in the yard. Charlie shrugged and said, Mom, you and Dad shouldn't be so unhappy. We all live under the same roof. Even if you are separated, you should get along well. Elaine looked like a human, and immediately realized that Charlie was just talking about her. She murmured in heart, Although I and Jacob are separated, we still live in Charlie's villa. If I have trouble with Jacob, Charlie will definitely be unwilling. If that happens, I will tear my face with him. It's not worth the loss. So, she could only put away her anger at Jacob, pretending to be disdainful, and said, Actually, I don't bother to be familiar with people like him. When my legs are healed, I will fill in my teeth, and I will go out to play every day. We two people won't interfere with each other anymore. When Charlie heard this, he immediately said with a smile, Okay, respecting each other and not interfering with each other, it couldn't be better. Elaine looked at Charlie and smiled flatteringly, and said, "Good son-in-law. You will have to give Mom some pocket money at that time. I am basically penniless now. If I go out to have dinner with friends, take it. If I don't pay, don't want to play with me." Charlie still doesn't know Elaine's careful thinking. All she thinks about all day is money, making faces, playing cards, and being chic. She has no money, and she doesn't go out to play, because her legs are really inconvenient, and her image has been seriously damaged because of the loss of 2 front teeth. When her legs are healed, her teeth will be filled, and she must be thinking about going out every day. If she has no money, she will not know what moths will be treated by then. However, for Charlie, it would be a good thing to send her out if he just give her some money. So he said lightly, "Mom, when your legs are healed, your teeth will be patched up, and I will give you 50,000 in pocket money a month." Really? Elaine was immediately happy. 50,000 pocket money a month is indeed a lot. When she used to have 2 million in her hands, she was not willing to spend so much a month. In fact, Elaine's daily expenses are nothing more than playing cards occasionally, shopping with her old plastic sisters, making faces, having dinner parties, singing K, and occasionally buying clothes, skincare products, etc. It costs 50,000 a month. That's more than enough.